50% more than normal this year.
Yeah, it was like the 80s.
This is your beach, right?
I guess. There's people here.
It's got the kayaks
Yeah,
on it?
I assume this is it too, yeah.
Are you guys taking the rental kayak?
Yes.
Yes.
That's us. Is that a porta potty?
Okay, guys.
Hey, we are here in Kachemak Bay. I think this is Yukon Island. Homer, Alaska is across on the other side there. You can see the hills in the distance. We just got a water taxi from there to here. That's our water taxi leaving since they just dropped us off. And we've got our kayaks here, our two inflatables, mine and Nathan, and then Michael has a rented kayak because he didn't have one of his own. And we're going to start putting our boats together and get out on the water here. We're going to explore this edge of Kachemak Bay for the next 2 days is the plan. Nice sea arch right here where we're starting.
Why am I on the least stable? This doesn't make sense.
That's what the hell are these snotty things? Well, we've made it to the shore. This is the rocks right in front of, I think that's the South Eldridge trailhead right around the corner here. We started over there on that island is where we were dropped off. And that island right back there is the one we sort of paddled into the minor cave on the way over and checked out all the barnacles and sea stars and stuff. So the plan from here is to head down coast that way. And we've got probably like 13 miles to cover to our pickup point. We've got 2 days to do that, so plenty of time. So we're just gonna kind of slowly explore the coastline on the way. Find a spot to camp tonight.
So is that the high tide mark where all those barnacles are?
like that except for my eye. When I go to the eye doctor, they do that.
Yeah.
It's 11:30 Saturday morning. Is it Saturday? It's 11:30 Saturday morning, and we're at the beach next to Haystack. This is where we camped last night, although we didn't film much because we were tired from paddling. We were sort of planning to camp right at the rock there, but that's a huge mud flat out there, and we had to paddle around it, and it was very energy sapping. So we got around it and ended up camping over here on this little beach. Kind of like a mud flat behind us, and we're on a spit that stays dry. And this is our drying rack that we hung all of our wet gear up on last night. Got the kayaks tied up so that they don't float away. That may seem silly because the water is all the way down there, but the water reached to right here last night. This is the wet line. So that's the high tide mark, and it's roughly low tide right now, so the water goes out to there. We've had otters. Last evening there were quite a few otters swimming around in the water right there checking us out. In the other direction there's been several bald eagles, adults and juveniles, flying around in these trees and passing over us. And then early this morning there were small airplanes landing on the gravel bar next to us, which is strange. We have no idea what they were doing. Today's plan is to continue that away, in the water of course, in the kayaks. So this is a little point of land between the bay behind us, which I don't remember its name, and the bay in front of us, which is Kachemak Bay. I would really love to know how it got its name. But it's another big mud flat, so we're gonna have to stay quite wide in order to keep deep. But when we get around it, there's an island out there called Gull Island. That's a bird rookery. I think we might check that out. And on the other side of the next ridge line is, I think it's called Peterson Field Sanctuary. That's where we're gonna top off with water. We brought a water filter with us, but we haven't found a good freshwater source yet. So instead of going through a lot of effort to try to go directly to a water source, we'll just get some there because they've got available water. So that's today's plan. Put the boats back in the water, stay wide of this mud flat, and get over there to Gull Island and the field sanctuary where we have water. And then we'll go from there, see how we feel. Gull Island draws closer. How can you tell? Because there are gulls.
Are we gonna get shot off?
Maybe. Zoom out a little bit here. There you go, Gull Island. This is a big bird rookery. We're not allowed to land here because it's protected, but we can paddle around the outside. There should be many species of seabirds here nesting in large numbers, and supposedly maybe also otters hanging out around here. I guess we'll find out. Let's get in a little closer and take a look. Got a pair of puffins up there right on the tip. Remember to look up and see if there's a Gull Island webcam when I get home, because that's definitely a camera up there pointing it like a bird nest. A sea arch, that's cool. Find a sea arch on a kayak, what can you do but go through? There we go, now we're going the right way. I hope the video viewers enjoy paddle camera angle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 sea otters right there.
Wow.
4 or 5, actually.
Look at this guy.
When I first came around the corner,
It's so calm right here.
Yeah, we're on the backside from the waves. It's breaking in them all. So this bay, right off the edge of that rock, I think is Peterson Bay, and that's where we're going to be headed. And I think that corner out there is the last corner to Halibut Cove. So the bay behind that is where we're meeting our pickup tomorrow at 5:30. So we've got like 24 hours to get over there. Good spot to stop for a snack.
Let me turn the profile pic. Hang on.
Leaving Gull Island, a bunch of sailboats showed up from somewhere. I don't know what that's about. But we're leaving Gull Island and heading back across towards Peterson Bay. I think it's called Peterson Bay. I'll check that when we get closer. But we've got like a mile of water to cross back to the shoreline. So we better get paddling. There's Gull Island over there. It was actually only half a mile across, so we made it. It was kind of wavy out in the middle. The waves are coming in from that direction, which is like all the way down the bay and across Cook Inlet. So they're building up to like 2-foot swells out in the middle. Not quite full on scary, but a little bit worrisome and annoying, and occasionally one will just like crash in your lap with cold water. But now that we're here, we just need to head on down the bay, which is that way, which we can't go right here. Can you get through right there, or is it too tight? Nope. Okay, so this is a dead end. Back out there and around the rocks. We just found this, I'm gonna call it Sneaky Beach, because you couldn't see it until you came right around the corner. Looks like a good spot to pull in for lunch though, so I think we're gonna pull in here. I ate half of a salami sandwich last night without realizing it had a skin on it.
Ooh.
So we just pulled in here, Center for Alaskan Coastal Studies apparently. This was marked on a map as I think Peterson Bay Field Station or Research Station, something like that. This might be Peterson Bay out there. Couldn't tell you for sure. But we got here and it's marked as a private dock. But there's some people up there and they were like, yeah, I'll come in and get some water because that's where we get fresh water. So we filled up our fresh water. Don't know if that's a normal thing for people here or if we just got special water favors. But we're full on water and should have enough to finish the trip. So we're gonna get back out into the bay now. We just rounded the corner to make the approach towards Halibut Cove. Water is much nicer now that we're around that edge. Look at that cute little building on the bluff side. I thought that was fake from a distance. It's a real building. Halibut Cove homes here. Set well up to be above the highest water line. And looking more into the town down there, that's where we're headed. So for most of the way here, we've been seeing these like big fat starfish on the rocks on shore. It's been too rough for me to want to get close enough to shore to show them. But now that we're in the protected water here at the cove, we can get a good look at some of the sea life stuck all over the walls. One triangle window and one circle window. Island closed today, okay. So this is a dock, the dock, like the main dock, I don't know. This is a dock in Halibut Cove. I guess this is a ferry that takes people out here. Up there's a few shops, but unfortunately, Island closed today, apparently. That's interesting. The sign that's hanging on top of, you can read it sometimes when the wind blows it out. It says no water taxi or charter boat drop-offs. So I guess you have to take the ferry or have a private boat. Okay, so we just paddled through Halibut Cove and we've reached Rosie's Bight, which is the exit at the other end of Halibut Cove.
And she sure bites. She sure does.
And there's no water here. There's like a 100-foot gap that we need to clear. And the other alternative is like a 2-mile paddle back around the way we came.
Or wait till midnight.
Or wait until midnight when the tide comes up. So we have elected to carry our stuff across. A portage, if you want to sound fancy and outdoorsman-like. The problem with this particular portage is this is a mud flat and it is gross and smelly and it's already sucked my shoe off once. But we found if we just carry up right up the edge here, then we've got good rocks here and we can carry the rest of the way on rock. So we've already wrestled 2 of the boats up here and we're taking weight out of the boats to make them easier to carry. Got 1 more boat to get up here to the rocks and then we transfer them all to the other side and get back in the water. Sounds simple. And it is simple, it's just gross and kind of hard.
Yours is so much lighter than Jason's. Wow.
I took more weight out of mine.
It's also a little shorter.
Yeah, his is naturally lighter than mine too.
What'd you say?
Yours is just naturally lighter than mine because it's smaller. So we've realized that there's probably several people in these fancy houses enjoying us as their evening dinner entertainment. All right, so hopefully we're done with the bad part now. We're through the mud. Now we just need to carry this stuff across the gap to that water over there. Well, we made it. We have completed Mud Marathon.
Yes, the land portion of today's
Turf and surf tour. This is what the Rosie's Bight side of Halibut Cove looks like, if you were wondering. This sea otter is letting us get very close. Let's go paddle cam here for a second and I'll see if I can maneuver a little closer. Well, there's an Alaska scene for you. Somebody took their airplane camping. So we made it to Wright Beach State Park, I think is where we're at. This is a primitive camping beach. And there's like a party with an airplane on the other side of this cliff face here. We seem to have this side to ourselves. There's a rubber raft over there, and it's not clear if that's someone who's already camping here or if they're with the party on the other side. But this is gonna be our spot for the night. The bad part about pulling into camp at low tide every night is getting your boat above the high tide mark.
Better to do it in the sand or in that grass?
I'd rather be in the grass just because I don't want as much sand in my tent. It's 11 p.m., maybe 11:10. Don't know exactly, but it's close to 11. Sun just went down behind the hillside over there. And we've just about got camp set up.
And you hang them up to dry inside out pretty much?
Yeah, unless you flip them during the night, one side will still be wet. So I want the inside to be the dry side when I put them back on.
Oh my gosh, my foot is so much cleaner than last night. Wow, there's like barely anything to wipe. That's amazing. Alright, let's take a shower. And change.
Hey, it's a little bit after 4 p.m., maybe 4:30, and we're still at Wright Beach. I just moved my tent back into the trees, and we discovered there's an actual intended campsite over there with a metal fire ring. We didn't find that last night in our tiredness. If you walk down the trail here, there's the outhouse, which we did find, and a freshwater stream, which we didn't find, so that's another place to fill up on water. But anyway, here's where we camped last night, out here on this little point. When we set up this trip originally, we chartered a boat to drop us off and pick us up. And they were supposed to pick us up today, Sunday, at about 6:30 p.m. And we scheduled that for Trailhead, which is about a mile around the corner that way we'd have to paddle to. But after checking out this beach, it's really nice and wide and gravelly. It's a good place to pack things up. So we contacted the boat company and told them we'd rather be picked up here instead. They're going to be here around 6:30, so that's about 2 hours from now, and we need to be packed up before then. So I guess I'm going to start packing all of my stuff up now. Rain jacket. All right, it's 5:38, so it took just a little over an hour to pack up. Wasn't really rushing, so it's not bad. The only things I haven't packed up yet are stuff I'm going to sit here with until we see the boat coming. So I've still got my chair to sit in, and I've still got my food bag out because I think it's snack time. Snack-wise, I've got some squished fig Newtons and a granola bar, some curry cashews, this string cheese I'm slightly suspicious about because it's been unrefrigerated for this entire trip. But YOLO, I guess. And I might even have a hot chocolate with marshmallows while we're waiting. Well, it's what is it? 6 o'clock, 6:10, 6:09. Pickup boat showed up about 20 minutes earlier than expected, so we're out of here. And here's our ride back to Homer.
On its side?
Come out of the case. So is this dog 2 slip 31? Is that the same area as this?
I think it's got to be somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, if you turn towards the dock, and throw it reverse. See that? And then neutral. Neutral.
Wow, like a glove. That was awesome.
Did it. We did it.
Might take like 10 or 15 minutes.
Let's see. Now, let's see. Hopefully it's close as dock. Here, I'll get it. Oh, Asher, you're on camera. You want to see a doggy trick? Oh. There you go. Asher, come here. Give me the hook.
Oh, can you do that again?
Asher, come on. Give me the hook. Hey, Asher. Hey, turn flight. Lip. 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 Lip.
Oh, wow. Okay, we are back from 3-day kayak adventure out on Kachemak Bay. We had highs, we had lows, we got a bunch of mud between our toes. And we're loaded up and ready to take off. Now we want to find a bed that's not on the ground and some hot food and a hot shower. So we'll just call it a video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe.
This is Anchor Point, Alaska. We're at the westernmost place you can drive to, and we had a debate as we were coming here about what that means, and we decided public property that we're not going to get stuck on or get in trouble for driving to. So this is it. Westernmost place in Alaska that you can drive to, connected to the road system, so not counting Nome and such. And I assume that also means the westernmost point in North America, connected to the main road system.
And South America.
And South America. Good point. I don't know if you can see in the video because the sun's really bright, but just to the left of the video that's Iliamna, right?
Yep.
And then Redoubt's just to the right.
Okay. I don't know how we're going to get this. That sun's going to reach out this.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
What's that?
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Not unless you just want silhouettes.
Let's see. Well, I can see the sign. All right, come on, guys.